The fear lies in the ferns. It is a constant, rustling whisper that is not the wind. A young male of the shell-knot clan lies flat on a sun-warmed rock, his chin resting on his hands. He is a Homo Habilis, one of the clever ones, with a brow that is often furrowed in thought rather than anger. Below him, in the scrubland that separates their stony outcrop from the life-giving stream, the ferns tremble. Two of his clan, a female named Blonde Hair Maid Gor, are trying to reach a patch of tubers. They move in a low crouch, their simple stone choppers clutched tight. It is a foolish gamble born of a hunger that has chewed away their caution. For these early humans, prehistoric life is a series of such gambles. The whisper becomes a shape, then to shapes, then fall. The Utahraptors rise from the greenery as if grown from the very soil. They are not large like the great thunder lizards, but they are far more terrifying. They are a plague of intelligent claws and forward-facing eyes that miss nothing. Feathers, dull and brown like dead leaves, bristle along their arms and tails. One, the clear alpha, taps its sickle-shaped killing claw on a stone. The sound like a flint knife striking bone. The pack does not rush. They flow, spreading out, forming a fluid, inescapable semicroll that cuts Geo off from both the tubers and the safety of the rocks. There is no roar, only a series of low, guttural clicks and hisses, the sound of a well-oiled killing machine communicating its intent. La lets out a low whimper of despair. Geo brandishes his stone tool, a pathetic gesture of defiance. The raptors watch, their heads cocked, seeming to enjoy the moment. They are not just hunting, they are teaching a lesson. They are reinforcing the boundaries of their prison. This is the brutal reality of their existence, a core lesson in their ongoing, real-life evolution documentary. After a long, tense moment, the alpha hisses and the pack melts back into the ferns as silently as they appeared. Geo scramble back to the rocks, their faces pale with terror, their hands empty. The community lets out a collective, shaky breath. The circle of claws remains unbroken, wishing you a pleasant experience, awaiting the signal to continue. Days bleed into a hazy, heat-shimmering week of gnawing hunger. The clan is trapped, reduced to chewing on tough roots they can dig from the crevices of their rocky home. Hope is a dwindling resource, more precious than water. It is during this slow ebb that the lesson arrives. is perched in his usual spot, a silent observer of the clan's prison, when a new player enters the stage. It is an Ankylosaurus, a living mountain of bone and keratin. It moves with a placid indifference, its long body a fortress, its tail ending in a club of solid bone. It pays no mind to the hidden arrows of the ferns as it rips mouthfuls of tough vegetation with its beak. This creature, notes, does not fear the scrubland. The raptors emerge, not with the confidence wagger they show the clan, but with a cautious, probing curiosity. They circle the great beast, their clicks and hisses taking on a different tone. It is a tone of assessment. They do not hunt the beast, they audit it for weakness. One of the pack, younger and more reckless, darts in, leaping onto the creature's broad back. Its sickle claw scrapes uselessly against the thick, interlocking plates of bone, the embedded osteoderms that form the dinosaur's impenetrable hide. The sound is like stone grinding on stone. The Ankylosaurus does not even flinch. It merely continues to chew. Another raptor tries a low approach, aiming for the legs, but the armored plates hang low. The pack grows frustrated. They launch a coordinated attack, a flurry of claws and teeth that glances off the living shield. Finally, with a sigh of what seems like profound boredom, the Ankylosaurus swings its tail. It is not a fast movement, but it is inexorable. The club connects with the reckless raptor's leg with a wet, heavy crack. The predator shrieks, a sound of pure agony, and drags itself away as the rest of the pack retreats, their hunt a humiliating failure. OKO does not see a victorious dinosaur. He sees a design. His gaze, sharp and analytical, darts from the retreating raptors to the discarded shells of the giant river turtles scattered near their cave. He looks at the sun-cured hide of a scavenged Parasaurolopiachus, stiff and hard as wood, An idea ignites behind his eyes, a spark of consciousness so profound it feels like a physical blow. Armor is not a gift of birth, it can be made. He scrambles down from his perch, his movements jerky with purpose. He ignores the confused grunts of his clan and begins to gather. He finds a sturdy, forked branch, and with strips of sinew, begins lashing the largest turtle shell to it. He works with a feverish intensity, his hands, so used to breaking things, now engaged in an act of creation. He is building the future, one clumsy knot at a time, awaiting the signal to continue. The hunger wins. It is a decision made not with words, but with the hollow eyes of the clan's children. They will go foraging, all of them together. But they will not go as prey. OKO distributes his creations. There are 4 large shields, each made from the biggest turtle shells, lashed to sturdy wooden frames, and several smaller, more maneuverable ones, made of hardened hide stretched over branches. They are clumsy, heavy, and ugly. They are the most beautiful things the Shell Knot clan has ever seen. This is primitive technology born from pure observation. GOR takes the heaviest shield, his knuckles white on the grip. There is no fear in his eyes today, only a cold, hard resolve. They move out of the rocks and into the open, a strange, shambling creature of wood, hide, and shell. They form a tight group, moving slowly toward a grove of fruit-bearing shrubs near the stream. The ferns are silent, too silent. Then the inevitable rustle. The raptors emerge, their movements fluid and confident, ready to begin their cruel game. They spread into their familiar killing crescent, expecting the humans to scatter in panic, but they do not run. At a sharp grunt from OKO, the clan moves with a practiced speed born of desperation. They form a circle. The 4 large shields lock together at the edges, creating a solid wall. The others crouch behind, ready to thrust with sharpened sticks through any gaps. The Shell Knot clan becomes an island of defiance in the scrubland. The Alpha Raptor stops, its head cocked in genuine confusion. This is not in the script. It lets out a series of questioning clicks. One of its pack darts forward, testing the wall, its claws rattling harmlessly off GOR's turtle shell. The raptor leaps back, shaking its talons as if stung. The alpha grows impatient. It fixes its gaze on the seam between GOR and the next. GOR plants his feet in the dirt, leaning his entire body into the shield. This is his moment of altruism, for his mate La who crouches behind him, for his clan. The impact is a dull, heady thud that jars his bones. The raptor's sickle claw slices into the wood frame but cannot find flesh. GOR holds. The raptors screech in frustration, a symphony of thwarted killers. They circle the strange, uncallable creature their prey has become, but find no opening. It is a puzzle they cannot solve, the living fortress. Finally, with a last angry hiss, the alpha turns and leads its pack back into the ferns. They are not defeated, but they are outthought. In the ringing silence, the members of the Shell Knot clan slowly lower their shields. They look at one another, then at their own hands, and finally at OKO. They are still hungry, but for the first time in a generation, they are not afraid. Embers and echoes. That day the Shell Knot clan ate their fill, but the true feast was not the fruit they gathered, it was the idea they had consumed. The human mind had, for the first time, looked upon the world not merely as a source of threats to be feared or food to be taken, but as a library of solutions to be copied. This was a pivotal moment in human evolution, a quiet revolution that would prove more significant than any single hunt. They had seen the impenetrable armor of the Ankylosaurus and had not simply respected it, they had coveted it. And with their clever hands, they had made its principle their own. This act of intellectual mimicry, this spark of engineering was the dawn of a new era. From this first clumsy shield wall would grow every fortress, every piece of armor, every calculated defense our species would ever conceive. It was the moment our ancestors stopped accepting the terms of their survival and began to rewrite them, proving that the greatest weapon in the prehistoric world was not a sharper claw or a stronger jaw, but the audacious ability to see a shield in a shell. This has been a chronicle of the Shell Knot, Remember us, not for the claws we faced, but for the shells we raised. But on the coasts, the tides are turning, and the greatest jaws are not on the land.